You know, there's something interesting that happens to most people right about now. They're walking through their days with their eyes half open, going through the motions, following the same routines they've followed for years, and somewhere deep down they know something's got to change. But here's the thing, they keep waiting, waiting for Monday, waiting for next month, waiting for when things calm down. And meanwhile, life is passing them by like a freight train while they're standing at the station checking their watch. Let me tell you something I learned a long time ago. Life doesn't get better by chance, it gets better by change. And change doesn't happen when it's convenient. It happens when you decide, really decide, that where you are is no longer acceptable. I remember sitting in my apartment years ago, broke, frustrated, and tired of making excuses. I had all these plans, all these dreams, but when I looked at my bank account, when I looked at my relationships, when I looked in the mirror, the story those things told was completely different from the story I'd been telling myself. And that's when it hit me. I didn't need a better economy. I didn't need better circumstances. I didn't need luck to change. I needed to change. I needed to stop being the guy who had potential and start being the guy who had results. That moment of honest disgust with myself was worth more than 1,000 motivational speeches, because disgust and resolve, those are two of the most powerful emotions for creating positive change in your life. Here's what most people don't understand about starting over. They think it means erasing the past, pretending like the failures never happened, putting on a fake smile and acting like everything's fine. That's not what resetting means at all. Resetting means you stop letting your past write the script for your future. It means you take the lessons, you leave the pain, and you move forward with wisdom you didn't have before. Every successful person I've ever met has had to start over at some point. They lost the business. They went through the divorce. They hit rock bottom financially. But the difference between them and everyone else is they refused to set up camp at rock bottom. They used it as a launching pad instead of a parking lot. You don't need permission to start fresh. You don't need to wait until you've got it all figured out. You don't need the perfect plan or the perfect timing. You just need the courage to admit that what you've been doing isn't working and the commitment to try something different. The calendar turning over to a new year. That's really just a mirror. It shows you who you've become versus who you said you'd be 12 months ago. And for a lot of people, that's an uncomfortable reflection. They made promises to themselves they didn't keep. They set goals they didn't pursue. They had opportunities they didn't take. And now here we are again. And the question is simple. Are you going to repeat last year, or are you going to rewrite it? Let me be straight with you. Most people treat a new year like they treat a new diet. They're all excited for about 2 weeks. They tell everyone about their plans. They buy the books and the journals and the planners. And then by February, they're right back where they started, doing the same things, getting the same results, making the same excuses. Why? Because they never did the hard work of honest self-assessment. They never stopped long enough to ask themselves the tough question. They just jumped from one year to the next carrying all the same baggage, all the same habits, all the same thinking, and somehow expected different results. That's not resetting. That's just changing the date on the calendar. Now let me tell you about a guy I knew years ago. Nice fella, always positive, always smiling, always telling everyone he was doing great. But when you looked at the evidence, and the evidence never lies, his bank account was a disaster, his marriage was falling apart, his health was deteriorating, and his kids barely knew him because he was always busy. He kept saying everything was fine because he was afraid that admitting the truth would mean he'd failed. But here's what I learned. You can't change what you won't confront. You can't fix what you won't acknowledge. And the longer you pretend everything's okay when it's not, the deeper the hole gets. The truth is, we need to weigh and measure our lives regularly, not to beat ourselves up, not to feel guilty, but to know where we actually stand. What's your income compared to last year? What's your knowledge level? What books have you read? What skills have you developed? What are your habits? Who are you spending time with? These aren't comfortable questions, but they're necessary questions. Because most people are great at making plans on January 1st, but terrible at executing those plans. And you want to know why? Because they never stopped to figure out why last year's plans didn't work. They just made new plans on top of old failures and hoped this time would be different. Here's a mistake I see all the time. People compare their chapter 1 to someone else's chapter 20 and then feel discouraged. They look at where someone else is and forget that person has been working at this for years, maybe decades. Real assessment means you compare yourself to yourself. Where were you last year? Where are you now? Are you better or worse? Are you growing or shrinking? Are you moving forward or standing still? Those are the only comparisons that matter. And when you do that honest assessment, when you really look at the numbers and the facts and the results, you might not like what you see, but that discomfort, that's not your enemy. That's your teacher. That's life tapping you on the shoulder saying it's time to wake up. Let me tell you something else about honest self-assessment. Most people confuse being busy with being productive. They run around all day, they've got a full calendar, they're always doing something, but at the end of the year, nothing substantial has changed. Activity without purpose is just noise. It's like running on a treadmill. You're moving, you're sweating, you're tired, but you haven't gone anywhere. The question isn't, are you busy? The question is, are you productive? Are you making progress? Are the things you're doing every day moving you closer to who you want to become and what you want to achieve? I'll never forget having to sit down and confront myself about the promises I'd made and didn't keep. I'd promised myself I'd read more, didn't do it. I'd promised I'd save money, didn't do it. I'd promised I'd work on my health, didn't do it. And the reason I didn't do those things wasn't because I didn't have time or resources. It was because I didn't have discipline. I had intentions, but intentions without actions are just lies we tell ourselves to feel better about not doing what we know we should do. That conversation with myself was brutal, but it was also the beginning of everything changing, because you can't move forward in truth until you've dealt honestly with where you are. Now, once you've done that hard work of assessment, once you know where you really stand, that's when the restart begins. But here's what you need to understand. Restarting with just enthusiasm is like taking a cold shower. It feels great in the moment, but the feeling wears off quickly unless it's followed by discipline. Motivation gets you started, but discipline keeps you going. And discipline isn't this big mysterious thing. It's just doing what you said you'd do when you said you'd do it, whether you feel like it or not. It's keeping promises to yourself the same way you'd keep promises to people you respect. Let me give you something practical. You can't just stop bad habits. You've got to replace them with better ones. If you watch 3 hours of television every night and you just try to stop cold turkey, you'll drive yourself crazy because now you've got 3 empty hours and nothing to fill them with. But if you replace that TV time with reading time, with learning time, with working on a project or building a skill, now you're not just stopping something bad, you're starting something good. If you're in the habit of complaining, replace it with gratitude. If you're in the habit of procrastinating, replace it with taking small, immediate actions. The key is replacement, not just elimination. I've watched this principle work in my own life and in the lives of thousands of people I've worked with over the years. Small daily disciplines compound into massive results, while small daily neglects compound into disaster. Reading 10 pages a day doesn't seem like much, but that's 3,650 pages a year. That's 10 to 15 books. That's the difference between an informed person and an ignorant person. Saving $10 a day doesn't seem like much, but that's $3,650 a year. In 10 years, with interest, that's a small fortune. Working out 30 minutes a day doesn't seem like much, but over the course of a year, that's the difference between being healthy and being sick. Here's the mistake people make when they restart. They try to change everything at once. They're going to eat perfectly, exercise daily, read for 2 hours, start a business, fix all their relationships, and master a new skill, all starting Monday. And by Wednesday, they're exhausted and overwhelmed and back to their old ways. You don't have to change everything at once. You just have to change something today and something else tomorrow. Stack small wins. Build momentum. Get good at one new habit before you try to add another. Progress isn't about giant leaps. It's about consistent small steps in the right direction. Another mistake is giving up too soon. People expect immediate results. They work out for a week and wonder why they don't look different. They save money for a month and wonder why they're not rich yet. They read one book and wonder why their whole life hasn't transformed. But success is never about one workout, one deposit, one book. It's about what you do consistently over time. The magic isn't in the moment. The magic is in the multiplication of moments. It's the compound effect of doing the right things over and over until they create momentum, until they create results, until they create transformation. And here's something most people never do that's absolutely critical. They never write down their commitments. Goals without deadlines are just wishes. Wishes without work are just fantasies. If it's not written down, it's not real. If there's no deadline attached to it, there's no urgency. If there's no plan of action, there's no progress. You've got to get specific. Not, I want to be healthier. That's too vague. But I'm going to work out 30 minutes a day, 5 days a week, and I'm going to start tomorrow morning at 6. That's specific, that's measurable, that's real. Refocusing means you've got to eliminate some things. You can't just keep adding more to an already full plate. You've got to take some stuff off. You've got to say no to some things so you can say yes to the right things. And this requires maturity, because a lot of those things aren't bad. They're just not the best. They're good opportunities, but they're distractions from your great opportunity. I learned this the hard way. I used to say yes to everything, every invitation, every project, every opportunity that came along, and I was busy, I was active, but I wasn't effective. I wasn't making real progress on the things that mattered most because I was scattered across too many things that mattered least. Think about a magnifying glass. You can wave it all over the place and nothing happens. But when you focus that light on one spot and hold it there, you can start a fire. That's the power of focus. That's what refocusing does. It takes all your energy, all your effort, all your attention, and it concentrates it on the things that will actually move the needle in your life. Not everything, not 50 things, maybe 3 things, maybe 5. But the right things, pursued with intensity and consistency until they produce results. Let me tell you about a woman I met years ago who completely transformed her life. When I first met her, she was working 2 jobs, barely making ends meet, exhausted all the time, no time for her kids, no time for herself, just surviving. And she was stuck in that cycle because she believed that's all there was for her. She believed that life had dealt her a bad hand and this was just the way it was going to be. But something shifted. Maybe she got tired. Maybe she got angry. Maybe she just realized that 5 years were going to pass whether she did something or not, and she'd rather look back 5 years from then and thank herself than regret that she never tried. So she started small. She couldn't quit her jobs, but she could change what she did with her spare time. Instead of watching TV, she started learning a skill. Instead of complaining, she started planning. Instead of making excuses, she started making progress. It took her 2 years. 2 years of early mornings and late nights. 2 years of sacrifice and discipline. 2 years of people telling her she was crazy and she was wasting her time. But at the end of those 2 years, she had a new skill, a new certification, a new career, and a new life. Same person, different choices. That's all it was. Different choices compounded over time. That's what I want you to understand. You're not building just a business or a bank account. You're building a life. You're creating a story. You're leaving a legacy. Every day you're writing a page in the book of your life. And someday people are going to read that book. Your kids are going to read it. Your grandkids are going to read it. What do you want it to say? Do you want it to say you had potential but never used it? You had dreams but never pursued them? You had time but wasted it? Or do you want it to say you faced challenges and overcame them? You had setbacks and you kept going? You decided to be more than your circumstances and you actually did the work? Here's something that's hard to hear but absolutely true. Nobody is coming to save you. Not the government, not your employer, not your family, not your friends. You are your own rescue. You are the one who has to decide. You are the one who has to take action. You are the one who has to do the work. That's not a burden. That's freedom. That's power. Because if nobody else controls your success, then nobody else can prevent it either. It's all on you. And that's exactly where you want it to be. Life rewards action. It punishes hesitation. It's indifferent to excuses. You can explain why things didn't work out. You can justify why you didn't follow through. You can rationalize why you're still in the same place you were last year. But life doesn't care about your reasons. It only responds to your actions. The market doesn't care why you didn't learn a valuable skill. It just rewards the people who did. Your health doesn't care why you didn't take care of yourself. It just responds to how you treat your body. Your relationships don't care why you didn't invest time in them. They just reflect the attention or neglect you gave them. So here we are, a new year stretching out in front of us like a blank canvas. 365 days, 8,760 hours, 525,600 minutes. You can do anything you want with that time. You can waste it or invest it. You can complain about it or capitalize on it. You can repeat last year or rewrite it. The choice, like always, is yours. But let me tell you what I know after all these years. 5 years from now, you're going to arrive. The question is where? You're going to be somewhere. The only question is whether you're going to like that somewhere and that someone, or whether you're going to wish you'd started today. Make this the year the story changed. Not because everything suddenly became easy, not because all the obstacles disappeared, not because you suddenly became perfect, but because you decided to be better than yesterday, because you chose growth over comfort, because you valued progress over perfection, because you stopped waiting for the right time and realized that the right time is now. It's always now. It was always now. The only moment you can actually do anything with is this one, right here, right now. You don't have to have it all figured out. You don't have to know every step of the journey. You just have to take the first step, and then the second step, and then the third. One step at a time, one day at a time, one choice at a time. That's how mountains get climbed. That's how empires get built. That's how lives get transformed. Not in one dramatic moment, but in 1,000 small moments where you chose differently than you used to choose. If you do that, if you truly commit to reset what needs to be reset, restart what needs to be restarted, and refocus on what actually matters, then I promise you this, by the end of this year, you won't even recognize the person you were at the beginning. You'll look back at where you started and be amazed at how far you've come, not because it was easy, but because you didn't quit. Not because you were perfect, but because you kept going. Not because you never fell, but because every time you fell, you got back up. That's what separates the people who transform their lives from the people who just talk about it. The people who make it happen aren't smarter than everyone else. They're not luckier. They're not more talented. They just decided that settling wasn't an option anymore, and then they backed up that decision with action, with discipline, with persistence, with commitment. They became the kind of person who keeps their word, especially to themselves. They became the kind of person who does what needs to be done, when it needs to be done, whether they feel like it or not. So let me leave you with this. It's time. Not tomorrow, not next week, not when things calm down or when you feel ready. It's time right now. Time to reset your mindset, your habits, your standards. Time to restart your commitment to your dreams, your goals, your potential. Time to refocus your energy, your attention, your efforts on what truly matters. The clock is ticking. The calendar doesn't wait. Life is happening right now, and you get to decide what you're going to do with it. Make it count. Make it matter. Make this the year everything changed because you changed. That's the only way it works. Change yourself, and everything else changes with you.